technicians from all regions and time zones that this live is able to reach. And we have 17 technicians standing by for our live lecture for tonight. How are you guys doing? Thank you, Leon. TV vlog. And to Gio's our vlog. Thank you guys for the support. I was away for several days and I miss you guys. I really do. And do you guys miss me too? It's a silence, so that means yes. That's lovely and sweet. All right, so tonight we are going to talk about I must say, a topic that is left out by most of schools. I don't know why, but this is a good way to practice grammar. But before we proceed, of course, we go for the TOB or TOD, the thought of the day. A sound mind in a sound body is a thing to be prayed for by Juvenal. In this situation that has befallen us, we need to have a sound mind, not just a sound body, but a sound mind. Because there are a lot of people mentally suffering, and we don't want that to happen to us, right? No, that's wrong. We have to say, we don't want that to happen to us, do we? So we have to make use of the tag question rather than saying right. So we just divert automatically, instantly to a question, which is not the way it's supposed to be. All right. A sound mind in a sound body is a thing to be prayed for. This is our thought of the day. We have to take note of it before we proceed with the main lecture. I'm back. So, you're ready? I've chosen this comeback topic. Diagramming, sentence diagramming in particular. Of course, we are talking about English. In engineering, in designs, we have a lot of layouts, floor plans, circuits, and we do this. We make it the mapping, layouting, and all this stuff for whatever project we are doing. If you want to design a house, we have a floor plan. The footing, it shows where the doors are, the windows will be, the bedrooms, living room. In circuits, similarly, we do this diagram showing the resistance, the load, supply, and all stuff needed for the system or the circuit. So in English, interestingly, we are doing this also. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this or you've never heard of this at all, or you're not interested about this, then it's a good thing to talk about tonight. Right. So that yeah, that's right. It's better. So sentence diagramming is put in the layman's term as the picture of the sentence. So, yes, shout out to More Gods. This is a fellow YouTuber in the UAE. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the thumbs up. Yes, thank you, Romley. All right, so going straight to the topic, we passed 5 minutes of, yeah, we already passed 5 minutes, so we can begin. I had several videos about sentence diagramming, and if you are following this channel, then you will see all the lines and all diagrams, of course. So in diagramming, we begin with the baseline. This itself represents the sentence. It's magic. This line is the sentence itself. And we all know that there are two major parts of a sentence, which are, somebody can help me? The two major parts of a sentence. Morning, afternoon. Major parts of the day. Okay? So we have the subject and the predicate. So for those whose first time who who heard about this, the two major parts of yes, Sir Lee. Those who just heard tonight the two major parts of the sentence, okay? We have the subject, the predicate. So there you have the picture. And to separate the sentence, the subject and the predicate, we have a horizontal line, vertical line, that transcends the baseline. So it means it goes through, it passes through the baseline. So now we clearly have the picture. Who can see this? The picture of a sentence. Subject on the left side and predicate on the right side. Going further, the predicate. What are the elements of a predicate? The main element of our predicate is V. What is the V? That is the verb. Depending on the type of verb that we are using in a sentence, then we have either a straight line. No, it's not. Okay. Just like this. That ends here on the base. Make sure it doesn't transcend the baseline. If we have a direct object. What are these? These are all technical. I'm telling you, we are doing the engineering in English. Direct object, if our verb is a transitive verb, particularly a transitive active verb, it requires a receiver of the action. Now, if our verb happens to be a linking verb, you know how I wish we are now as advanced as we think, you know? Somebody will pop up what I'm saying. We'll get there soon, pretty soon. If our verb is a linking verb means it's like an equalizer. It states exactly what the subject is. Anyway, I will discuss it later. Maybe it's not easy to understand. If it's a linking verb, then we need to point, okay, a slanting line that points to the subject. And we have a predicate nominative, that is the noun. Predicate nominative or a predicate adjective. So adjective can be also a predicate. Predicate adjective. So this simply is the generic diagram of a sentence. Subject, verb, and the other extra elements of a sentence. Now, everything below the baseline are modifiers. What are the modifiers? Adjective. What does... I remember in the same board, I did the discussion on the parts of speech. So I clearly remember making a diagram, like a flowchart. So there are two word classes or parts of speech that are classified as modifiers. So we already have adjective and we have adverb. Adverb always stays here because it does modify a verb. And here, if we have a predicate if we have a predicate nominative, then we may have an adjective or modifier. Okay? So this is again the generic diagram of a sentence. Now, do you think we really need to understand this at all? Maybe some of you are thinking, what is this guy trying to do here? It's a waste of time. No, it must be a challenge, I'm telling those who do not know this. Because just the same, if you are not familiar with your sentence, if you don't know how to make a photo or picture, yeah, high school English, we do this. I'm not sure if they still do this. I've been away for quite a long time. And I'm discussing, no, I forgot how to pronounce it. I'm doing a lecture of a lesson from high school. I don't teach this to my ESL students. So I'm doing this by recollection of the high school days. All right, I leave it here. Anyway, we have a space. You can find out, okay? Try to get familiar with all this while I'll be preparing for the example sentence. But going back, what is the purpose of this diagramming? Okay, I have a lot. Of course, I did my homework. I was away for how many days? Busy with my personal life. No. So, what is the purpose of sentence diagramming? It says here to highlight the proper grammar. Because if you know very well where are these sentences, where do they belong, where do they stay, in the terms of the structure and the syntax, then you can't be wrong with the grammar. Yeah, establish word order. Only this. They have 5, but I don't buy those examples or their purposes. For me, the main purpose of diagramming is to have a touch tone of the English grammar. All right, so what are the example sentences? I always want to use this. Life is beautiful. This is a simple sentence. It only has 3 elements and 3 words. 1, 2, 3. So now how to make a picture of this sentence? It's easy. Start with a base. This is the sentence itself. Of course, you have to identify the subject and the predicate. So life is I thought modifiers. Okay, what is a modifier? It's an adjective or adverb, whatever. Beautiful is an adjective. And I thought modifiers stay on the below the baseline. But remember, we have this predicate adjective. So this is what I was saying. This is a linking verb. So it means life equals beautiful. So it is equating the subject and the predicate. Predicate adjective. All linking verbs. You are beautiful. You are smart. So it is saying that you equals smart. You equals beautiful. So it's easy, right? And again, I'm wrong. It's easy, isn't it? And your answer is no. If this is the type of sentence that we are going to diagram, then it's really simple. Everybody else can do this. Now, if we use another example, make the sentence more complicated. Number 2, cats and the dogs are my favorite pets. 2, 4, 6, 8. Now the sentence became longer. Okay? Earlier, only 3. It's quite simple. So, identifying the 2 major parts of the sentence. This is the subject. That is the predicate. Now here. Okay. Okay. So, this is the picture of the sentence above. Any compound or more subject we split. Of course, how can you write 2 subjects in the single baseline? So we split the line just like in electronics or in electricity. If you want to use 2 lines, then you need a splitter. One goes here and the other to the other side. So cats. Now we have a conjunction. So we have and. Cats and dogs are still, this is a linking verb. So again, the slanting line. And my, what is mine? My is a pronoun, but it is used as a, is used to, how do you call this? Show ownership. So it's in the possessive case. My pet. So it modifies pet. So technically, it should stay below pets. And pets here is not an adjective, it is a noun. So it is a predicate. Sometimes they say predicate noun, but I'm used to saying predicate nominative. Predicate nominative. Chef Lee. We are all amazing. Favorite is an adjective modifying also pets. What is the pet? What is that pet? My favorite pet. So this is how a diagram works. So if you still don't understand the importance of a diagram, what else? What else do I need to tell you to convince the importance of this method? Of course, if you are not inclined to this, if you're not interested, then all this stuff are nothing at all. Hold on. No, I cannot see my WhatsApp. Just a second. I think I can. Guys, any questions so far? Now there are instances that we go or we work beyond the baseline. How is that and why is that? Why is it that we will do this time to time? Is there an instance that we draw lines or, yeah, of course, we're all using lines. Do we write another element away from the baseline? Remember when I mentioned or I told or I gave the diagram, the basic diagram of, or the generic diagram of a sentence, it was just one line. We divided it into two for the subject and the predicate. The question is, are there instances that we work beyond the baseline? Of course we do, depending on the type of the sentence, because this baseline represents the sentence, and that is the independent clause, because an independent clause is the sentence itself. So if there are other elements, for instance, dependent or subordinate clauses, then they will be drawn separately but still to be connected. So this example is a sentence with compound subjects. So split the subject, split the line, okay? Depending on how many subjects. Because maybe you can say cats, dogs, and snakes are my favorite pets. So if there are three, then obviously there will be three lines for the subject. Cats, dogs, and snakes. So 1, 2, 3, split into three, and it's still the subject of the sentence. In the same manner, if the verb is compound, then we have another line because the verb is the identifier or the trigger point, okay, of a compound sentence. Example. He ate. Oh. 1 second. He is the subject. Wow. Don't have. Cooked and ate a rice cake is, I don't know, rice cake is one word or two words? I think two words. Oh, one word. Cooked and ate a rice cake. I don't know. It's just like that. We just replace it. He cooked and ate rice. Just like this. Make it simple. So here we have a compound subject verb. So just the same. He. And we also need to split. Okay, so that is the picture of this sentence. He of course, this one does not have another element after, so we just leave it like this. So, but for the ate is a transitive active verb. It requires a receiver of the action. It's an action word. So, ate what? Rice. So we have a direct object. He. Okay, so the first example we made is just a simple sentence, simple subject, simple predicate. And the second one with a compound subject. And the third is a compound verb. Now, if the sentence is a compound sentence, how shall we diagram this? I didn't prepare an example, so if you guys have an example, we can discuss your example. Okay? So compound sentence. I think I'll get from here. Okay. We don't have here, so I washed my clothes and dried them at, wow, it's a long sentence. I washed my clothes and dried them at the rooftop. So here, this is a compound sentence, okay? One, I'm running out of ink now. Dried, and I dried them. See? So, if we don't do the diagramming, see, I wash my clothes and dry them at the rooftop. So one is, of course, it's an implied subject. Just simply diagram the first clause, the first independent clause. So I again, we have a transitive active verb. I wash clothes. And we have, okay. And I dried them at the rooftop. Same, no, sorry, it should be like this. I dried them at rooftop. And here we have a connector. So, I always say so. Who is this? Dolphy is dead. However, every time he wants to say something, every time he will deliver a speech, he starts with, however. So this is how we diagram a compound sentence. First, simply diagram the first independent clause, just like a simple sentence, just like our generic diagram. I washed what? Clothes. My clothes. We have a conjunction and just simply also diagram the simple sentence here, which is the second independent clause. I dried. You dried what? Them at the rooftop. Now, what if the other clause is a dependent clause? So now this is our fourth example. Wow, this one is difficult. I love teaching English because it is my passion. So this is a complex sentence, which means we have one independent clause and one dependent clause. So now we have to determine which one is the dependent clause. Okay, we start with the subordinating conjunction. This is because, okay, this, when I made a discussion on the parts of speech, we have conjunction. So here is the conjunction. So it tells us that this part is one clause. We don't know what it is. And another one, of course, no, we start here, including the conjunction. So if we read this, I love teaching English, then this is a sentence itself. So this is the independent clause. It can stand alone as a sentence. Because it is my passion, this is a subordinating, it's a subordinate clause or a dependent clause. So how to diagram this? Just the same, go back to the baseline. I don't know why we use this, but of course, in a daily conversation, we are using words that we don't even understand or we don't even know that are classified as a special word or a special element in a sentence. For example, this teaching, here, love is our verb. And teaching sounds to be a verb, but I think I already made a program, I already made a video, recorded video about the verbals. So teaching is a gerund. So it's going to be complicated a little bit. I love. What do I love? So it is a direct object. So now we even have two examples in this sentence demonstrating how to diagram a complex sentence and a gerund. So teach and here, so we separate. So here English is the direct object of teaching. And here because it is my passion. So make it is passion. My. So where is because? Here. Wow, it should be there. I should have adjusted here. Remove this. I love teaching English because it is my passion. So here we can see how a subordinate clause or dependent clause is diagrammed. So it is a phrase. It also has its subject and predicate, but it's introduced by a subordinating conjunction. And the whole thing is the subordinating conjunction, which is a fragment. It's a phrase, and it is not a complete thought. It is not a sentence. So it is just linked to the main clause, which is this. Any comments? Questions? Again, example on how to diagram a compound, why do I keep saying compound? A complex sentence and a gerund. Gerund is a type of verbal. We call it verbal. These are special verbs that are used for a different purpose. Because the verb is supposedly here. But in this sentence, teaching is used as direct object of love. What do I love? I love teaching. What do I love to teach? English. See how the structure is arranged. So basically, we are just doing a diagram of one sentence that you may utter or you may write, and we are complicating, in other words, we are complicating our life doing this. Okay, so we have fourth example. What else? Compound complex sentence. Diagramming can be categorized. It depends on who is presenting this. I'm delivering this topic, and I prefer to pattern examples on the types of sentence according to structure. But also you can deliver this topic by saying how to diagram appositives, how to diagram infinitives, gerunds. Anyway, it's better to do it by structure so that we can easily have a vision we can see the difference of the sentence structures. So, example number 5 for sentence diagramming. We are done with complex sentence, so we are next for compound complex. So what is an example of a compound complex sentence? We can use our previous example and we just add another independent clause. For example, okay, now I think we have to change this so that in effect we are also doing the example of a positive or infinitive, okay? I love to teach English and I established this channel I love to teach English and I established this YouTube channel because I feel thrilled. What are we doing? Is this a sentence? Does it make sense? Grammatically, it does. Because it did not violate any sentence rules, sentence grammar rules. I love to teach English and I established this YouTube channel because I feel thrilled. So the compound this is the first independent clause. First independent clause. And I establish this channel. Okay. I established this YouTube channel is the second independent clause. And this, the whole thing, is the dependent clause. So this is going to be a very long process. And what time is it? 52 minutes. I think we will end up to this because we only have 1 hour to do this. I love to teach English. So here, compound, complex sentence, and infinitives. Okay? So it's the same pattern. I love What do I love? I love to teach. So, I love to teach English. So we are done with the first independent clause. Finish. And just the same, draw the base. I established this YouTube channel. Wow. I established. What did I establish? Channel. Channel is the direct object of established. And this is a pronoun. This, no, this is not, it's a demonstrative. I forgot. I established this channel. And what is this? YouTube. YouTube is an adjective. I love to teach English and, okay? We have and I established this YouTube channel because I feel thrilled. Okay? Maybe here. C. Thrilled is also a special word. What is it? This is not a verb. It is a This is correct? I'm also not sure about this. I feel thrilled. Feel is I feel good. Good is a no, I think see? This is how a diagramming works. If you think that the word cannot be used as such, then you are having a trouble. So this, of course, I feel thrilled is correct, but if we change this to this, because I am thrilled, for example. Because feel is a, just like it's a linking verb. So if I am thrilled, like this, then we change this all together. Thrilled belongs to a phrasal verb or a verb phrase. So there you go. I love to teach English, and I established this YouTube channel because I am thrilled. So I love to teach English. This is an infinitive, and I established this YouTube channel because I am thrilled. See? If I say I feel thrilled, I'm thinking that thrilled becomes a participle. But where to put the participle? I'm not sure how to diagram a predicate adjective or a participle used as a predicate adjective. So, it's simpler to change the sentence itself. I am thrilled. So that's how diagramming is used to analyze the sentence that we are using. Only 2 minutes and we can get things done. So, that's what we discussed tonight. Diagramming. So if you want to learn more about diagramming, you can tune in, or you can watch my previous recorded videos on this. I think I made this like in May. Hello, Kahuan. Shout out to you. Thanks for dropping by. So 1 hour and 10 minutes. Do I need to add some more? No. Of course, we have another example, compound sentence, but I think I have to go. The security may ask me to leave. So, let's have a wrap up on what was discussed so far tonight. Yes, please. We're about. I'm doing the recap of what was discussed tonight. So, Kawan, this is a good time. We are doing the summary, so you didn't need to wait for a long time for the discussion. Okay, I don't have my copy. So we talked about sentence diagramming. So what is the sentence diagramming? It is the picture of the sentence. How to diagram? Of course, we just simply separate the subject and the verb over a baseline with a vertical line that transcends the baseline. It goes through the baseline, and that's it. Depending on the structure, then we supply those elements accordingly. Everything under or below the baseline are modifiers. And there are many examples of diagramming. Each type of sentence, each usage has a corresponding diagramming. So I guess it has been a challenging, a productive and challenging night for everyone. And I thank you for staying with me. I will be doing some more videos. I just need time to record some short videos for you to watch, and from time to time I will be doing my live lecture, and it is better if it is going to be interactive as possible, so that we can learn together. So I think let's call this a day for everyone. So wherever you are, wherever region and time zone you are, then keep safe and God bless. This is your ESL, English as Second Language engineer. Not a trainer, not a teacher, but engineer. So I am your ESL engineer, Marvel, with TMEC, the Marvel English Center. Thanks for staying and see you again soon.